Welcome to Wayzata High School for Section 6AA Boys Soccer. It's a semifinal matchup today. The Minneapolis Southwest Lakers taking on the top seed, the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Lagery. Rain just starting to fall here as we get set to begin this one. And Sig, these teams have had actually quite a bit of playoff history over the last decade. Wayzata won the first couple meetings. Southwest won the last three. Granted, it's been a few years. 2013, they played in the section final, but kind of a renewal of a little bit of a rivalry of teams that don't see each other during the regular season.
Well, absolutely. When you figure it's a section playoffs, that's the only time they see each other is during the playoff. And to have Washburn knock them off 3 times in a row, that's probably sticks in the craw of the Trojans.
Southwest this year, a little bit of an up and down season. They ended up a 500 record during the regular year and then a shootout win in the quarterfinals. They've had a little bit of trouble scoring, and the one thing they do have going for them, though, a very good keeper, and that's something that obviously can take you a long ways, and Wayzata has a lot of respect for him too.
Well, absolutely, and you're right. When you get into the playoffs, it's usually defense that wins the games for you, the championships. And if you have a hot keeper like they have, it's going to be a challenge for the offense.
Wayzata last year, state runner-up, just as good of a season this year. They tied Edina, they tied Minnetonka, otherwise all wins, 10 of them by shutout. I mean, it's been a dominant team, no doubt about it, but at the same time, they know that you have to come out and play. The record really doesn't help you when you're on the field here in the semis.
No, the record doesn't give you the game, and they have to win this game. They've had a phenomenal 2 seasons with a record. We've seen them a few times. We covered them last year at the championship game. Excellent team, great coaching staff. They have some incredibly talented players.
Now they've got pretty good quality throughout the lineup. We're going to focus on Patrick Weah. He's a tough guy to stop. He's had a great year for them, and just a sophomore. And you want to get somebody that can generate goals in the tough games, and he's a guy that's shown his capability to do it, whether as a passer or scoring himself.
Absolutely, and we saw him in the game that we covered earlier this season when he was a little bit injured. We didn't think he was going to play, but he came in anyway. He loves to play, has great skills. He's got 16 goals and 12 assists. That's a huge set of numbers. Not only scoring the goals, but the assists. That means he can see the defense, he can place it to another attacker and get the ball in. That makes him extremely dangerous.
So it should be a good one here today. The winner goes into the championship round on Tuesday night. It's the Lakers and the Trojans up next here on CCX Sports.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
And welcome back here to Wayzata on this Saturday afternoon as the rain has started to come in. It was expected to be maybe close to an all-day kind of thing. It's just arriving here as we get started with this boys semifinal here in Section 6AA. You see the 5th-seeded Lakers and the top-seeded Trojans getting set to do battle here this afternoon, and Wayzata getting a benefit of being the top seed, so getting the home field advantage throughout the postseason. Here's a look at how things went. Wayzata taking care of Richfield, no problem, 7-0 in their first round game. Now Southwest had a big challenge. They went over to Kennedy or Bloomington Stadium and ended up winning in a shootout, and there was also a shootout in the St. Louis Park South game. And then Washburn knocked off Armstrong 2-1, so Park and Washburn playing in the other semifinal today at the same time as this one over at Washburn High School. The winner will be playing in the championship against the winner of this game on Tuesday night. So obviously Wayzata coming through and winning the section last year, but the challenge is there. There's some capable teams that'll give them a threat, including this Southwest team today.
Absolutely, and I apologize for calling him Washburn earlier. It is indeed Minneapolis Southwest Lakers.
So look at Dominic Duenas, the Trojans head coach. Knows this has been a pretty special group, and but you know, he's a real focused guy. He's not gonna get too caught up in the record and the shutouts and all of that kind of stuff. They know they're, you know, a solid team, and they know they are capable of going a long way, but they've experienced it at other times too. When you can be upset, you can get knocked off, especially in playoff soccer.
And playoff soccer, I mean, actually, in reality, whatever your record was, it's out the window. Now you're starting all over. It's a one game, and that's it.
There's Jamie Plaisance, the 15th year as head coach of the Lakers, and you know, he's said the same. They've been through it at times too, where they maybe had a really good team that got bounced, and they've had some upsets too. And they had a really nice run here a little bit earlier this decade, and they beat Wayzata, as I said, in that section final 2013. And this would be a nice one to get for them if they could do it on the road here today. They've you know, kind of been, as we said, a little up and down this year, and looking for consistency. But they're strongest in the back with Noah Stovitz in goal, and also he likes their defenders as well. He said, as far as up front, we've been, you know, looking for that go-to player. There's been times when guys have looked really good and times when they haven't as much. There's Noah Stovitz for the Lakers in net, and they feel very confident with him. And we are underway as Southwest puts it into play, but they drive it off the field immediately here, so Wayzata will get a quick throw in. Come up the right sideline here, Sadra Galzarian, who has been back for a little bit after injury, missed a fair chunk of this season. And they're glad to have him back, but just trying to get him back into, you know, the full swing of things. Health-wise, he's pretty good now, according to Coach Duenas, but looking to get back fully into the, you know, the conditioning part, and just, you know, being sharp out there too. Battle for it in the air here. Knocked away there from Isaiah Clausen. Trojans working it hard up their left side. And this will be a goal kick coming up as they give it back to Stovitz. You see good sportsmanship there. Ramsey Orookando and Ethan Wagner as they battled hard for that ball. So Stovitz will put it into play. Flicked with the header, and the Lakers trying to move it up there right side, but banged out of there by Drew Gallanson, a quality defender for the Trojans. Now controlled by Stuart Sane. Finding Galzarian. Galzarian stepping toward the net there. Tried to go to Weah. That one slipped through untouched. It'll be a goal kick again for Southwest.
And right off the bat, number 6, Ari Bogen-Gross from the Lakers has the assignment of keeping the shadow on number 10, Patrick Weah. You can see him everywhere Patrick goes, and Ari is right with him.
Pushed hard up the right side. The race is on here. Mohamed Hassan not able to win that ball. Trojans turn it back out, but then their clearing attempt knocked down. Pass a little behind its target there. Danny Kelly bangs it out for Wayzata. You can see this one's going to be pretty fast-paced, back and forth in the early going.
Well, that's what Wayzata loves to do. They love playing a high-level, high-speed game, and looks like Southwest is doing the same. Throw in for the Lakers on the far side.
And Nico K will trigger it in here for Southwest. Hassan trying to get control, knocked from him, but it'll be another throw for Southwest. John Henry Hacker triggering it in there, getting it to Isaiah Clausen. Clausen trying to hold off Sane, but he couldn't do it. And the Trojans able to work it there way up the field to the left side. It was knocked free, but recovered by Eric Williams, one of the captains for Wayzata. He was grabbed. It wasn't a real big thing, but it was definitely a jersey tug enough to see it. As you see the Southwest starters across your screen there, starting with the keeper Stovitz. Free kick here for Wayzata, and it comes directly to Stove as you see a pile up on the other side of the field. Weah saying he was held. Two guys were down with him. And I think your point was correct, Sig, that they know about Patrick and they know to try and stick with him.
Yeah, one to shadow him and one other to keep him off balance. So he's already being double teamed and he's just standing there.
The thing about him too, though, is besides having a very skilled player, he's also one of the strongest guys out there. He's a very difficult guy to try and muscle off the ball. So you look at Wayzata's starters, we haven't had to see Dan Welshon's make any saves as of yet, but he's a quality keeper for them as well. Banged out of there by Walter Smith and then sent right back. That one will scatter into those far benches, and a throw for Wayzata here as James Ostapek will trigger it in. And then slammed long. The chase is on here. Gallinson getting up for the header. And another. And then keeps it in along the sideline. Wow, 3 touches in a row there for Drew. Nice ball there to Galzari, and he turns and fires and just missed the net.
Didn't miss by much. That was a great play, turnaround shot.
Goal kick here for Southwest. First real chance of the game for either team right here, and Galzarian turns and goes low with it.
Didn't miss by much. So as you were saying, Jay, Wayzata likes to play quick. They got a quick shot off there.
Sane knocking it ahead, and maybe a little bit more so than some of the past Trojans teams, I think, too. They can play possession well, but they're not afraid to knock the ball long a little bit if the opportunity presents and really go at a high pace. I mean, yes, they're good at moving the ball up the field and keeping their shape, but they also are capable and like to at times use their speed and to really create a mismatch with the defense. Welshon's came way out to knock that ball out of play. And we will get a foul call there going against Ostapek, who's been a little bit nicked up too, but so free kick coming for Southwest as Aro Kondo will come over to take it here for the Lakers. Within range to maybe put this one. No, he's not going to do it though. He's tried to go up the line and there was a miscommunication there. Nobody home and just rolls harmlessly out of play. They didn't get to what they wanted there, and Welshon's getting a chance to touch it there. As you look at him, as he, before the season he was playing behind a good keeper last year, and kind of had to wait his turn in this program, and that's the way it is when you've got a very deep program with a strong soccer area of feeder program too, but all the guys, to a man that I talked to before the season, were very confident that he was very capable of stepping in and having a good year for them, and looks like he's done that. I asked Coach how he's done this year. Is Galzarian trying to feed it to Weah? He said, well, he had maybe one goal against Minnetonka that wasn't the greatest, but other than that, nothing that's beat him was anything to do with being his fault. So, and another one was a penalty kick too. So here's Galzarian with a little bit of space on that right side. A lot of defenders back though. Looking to Weah, down he goes. Official says play on. The Trojans get it right back. Weah trying to let it go through to Sane, but then it was intercepted. Oh, and a nice play, nice little touch pass to himself there by the Lakers' Hassan. And they didn't quite connect on that next pass, and Sane will come back with it. Sane looking long, and there's Galzarian waiting. Cutting it to the middle, tried to chip that pass over, but intercepted. Southwest kind of packing it in back there. They got 4 defenders across, and they're going to be tough to beat.
You see the defenders just lined up, staying in their position.
There was a
That's a push and act.
Yeah, and that's, I think that was, you know, evident a little bit that they weren't going to say we're not going to give somebody the call who's really trying so hard to draw it. Here's Sane a shot, and a one-hop skipper that Stovitz grabs up. And, you know, with the rain, that can sometimes maybe make the ball a little bit slicker. Keepers have to, I think, be just a little bit extra careful handling it today.
Oh, absolutely. It's just enough moisture on the ball to make it difficult.
The good thing is here's another one served out front, Waya trying to hit it. The good thing is, you know, on this turf, I don't think you have to worry too much about slipping as you go to, you know, obviously it can happen, but not as much as grass. As you see this one again, served out front. Waya trying to direct it over the other way, but not able to do so.
No, because Wogan Gross was right there with him. I think he bumped him a little bit off center balance.
Waya this time
This
was
time he's going to call
pushed hard enough, and they get the call. So free kick coming here for Wayzata. Chip to the front, and Southwest gets first touch on that ball and then knocked away as Waya was trying to line it up. Back it comes to Smith, bangs it out front. Waya gets control and bounces it just wide. As Wayzata generating some chances, but not quite able to get anything to finish. And now we have an injury for the Trojans.
Just couldn't turn in time to get it.
Trainer out as Galzarian as the player down. Looks like the right ankle.
Well, you don't want him. You don't want him off the pitch.
He's already been a factor early on, and we said coming off an injury. Let's keep an eye out. He's out to the left part of your screen. And right there, he just, it was just by himself there.
Turned and twisted it.
Yep, planted, and his ankle kind of rolled there a little bit, it looked like. And it wasn't in the process of, you know, battling a defender or even playing the ball. It was just standing, and then you see makes his way up. Let's hope he'll be all right as the crowd gives him a hand. You see the rainwear and the umbrellas in evidence here.
So that's good news to see Galzarian up on his feet, coming off on his own power.
Yeah, just from watching him walk off, you feel like, you know, there's probably a decent chance he'll be back, but we'll see.
Yeah, I would bet that he's going to be back really pretty quick. He doesn't want to be off the field.
It is a goal kick for Southwest after that shot bounced wide for the Trojans. Played a little over 10 minutes here, and Wayzata has had the better of it for sure, but not been able to put anything past Noah Stovitz yet.
Now they've had a few shots, but nothing close to a quality shot.
Sane dropping it back, a long run to hustle to get to it there. Nice job by Adi Badi. Down to the corner with it, Wagner. Wagner sees a double coming and trying to draw a corner kick, and he'll do so as he just bangs it out off the defender. Really nowhere else to go with that one, but did the right thing there, get a corner kick. Obviously they can be super important in these close playoff games in the set pieces. And it will be Williams to take the corner. Out front, Waya got a head on it, but couldn't direct it on net. Now served out front again. They tried to go far post there to Kelly, but I think the wind might have had a little bit of impact on that one too.
Out there at number 6, Ethan Wagner.
So Stovitz kind of figures to be busy here today, and I think coming in Southwest honestly would say that more than likely we're not going to get as many chances in this game as Wayzata, but it comes down to, you know, who finishes how many of them.
Exactly. And also how tough your defense is.
And up the sideline, it goes out of play away from Benjamin Bader, who's in there now for Wayzata. We'll get a throw for the Lakers. And it comes right to Bader, but then he's unable to control it. Turf here plays pretty fast, and I think the the Trojans are very used to it, but both teams, I mean, it's a good surface, but you have to be ready for, you see guys getting a little bit too much touch on the ball and roll it off the field.
Yeah, that can happen. It's a nice field because it's wide. So it's
Gallinson taking the throw here for Wayzata. And that one headed out. It's going to be a corner kick for the Trojans. Williams heading over to take this corner for Wayzata.
nice high kick.
Gallinson got a piece of it, and it comes free. Gallinson directing it back. Sane shot knocked down. There's too many bodies in the way. And then knocked out of play there by Clausen for Southwest. We will get a throw here for Wayzata.
You'll see it again. Both teams are convoluted on one spot.
Drop back here and served out front by Body, and then Weah's header will bounce wide of the mark. Sub coming for Southwest as Charlie Shores reports in. Stovitz taking the goal kick here for Southwest. Sane gets to it first, but can't keep it in play, and we'll get a throw now for the Lakers. And another one headed out of play, right back to a throw-in situation for Southwest. Nice step up here by Smith. Battle for it there, won nicely by Wagner. Wagner out to the corner, couldn't quite get to it in time. It's a goal kick again for Southwest. So kind of settled into a pattern here, Sig, where Wayzata dominating. They're, putting chances toward the net, but nothing really spectacular. Southwest done a pretty good job of holding their shape in front.
That's it in a nutshell. Wayzata with good time of possession, good press on the offense, and the Southwest defense has been just unwavering, not giving off any quality shots.
Knocked out of play again, and Body will throw it in here, looking for Weah, spinning around the defender here. Gets the cross away, it's loose in front, now drop back to Sane. His shot is stopped at point-blank range there. There wasn't really room for the initial receiver of that pass. I think it was Bader to do anything with it, so he good idea. Dropped it back to Sane, who was coming forward, but just too many bodies in the way. So Gallinson will take the throw here for Wayzata.
Yeah, after that second pass, the defense was crowded around the goal area.
And even if you're doing the right things offensively, it can be pretty hard to squeeze it through when they're really packing it back in. Smith chipping it here, and Stovitz up to make the grab on that one. Battle for it along the sideline. It'll get out of play again. Another throw here as you get a look at this one served out front. I think it might have been more of a pass to Weah, but it ended up into the keeper's hands.
Right. So Stowe was doing the right thing, making sure it doesn't go anywhere else.
And this one will go wide of the net again. Stova's going to just catch it though and not wait for the goal kick here. He'll punt it out of there. And out of play, we'll get a throw for Wayzata. Earlier on, it was a little bit more even in terms of play, but now Southwest barely has had the ball in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and the pace has slowed down quite a bit from the opening 5 minutes as Weah punches it through.
Try to get it to Wagner, and now Weah able to win that ball back, but lost it. Chip toward the front. And this one's going to roll way over to the corner, and it will be a throw for Southwest, it looks like, as they bring in a substitute here too. Simon Brown coming in. There's Simon. And so Southwest, this isn't really an enviable spot to have a throw in here, because a turnover would be all of a sudden into offensive territory, and that's almost what happens, and it is. Now they get it to Weah. Weah turns and fires, and he did not miss that far top corner by a whole lot. That one developed in a hurry. Nice little pass from Bader, and watch Weah turn and just didn't quite get that ball curled around it as much as he wanted. But
right, he hit it flat. He didn't hit it with the side of the foot to get a little bit of a curve on it. That was a great effort, and you're right. If you have a throw in that deep in your territory, you can easily lose control. Here we go again, and we have a stoppage.
yeah, we had a trip there. His body made that pass. He was tripped up. Little talking to here to DeMarc Gray. You see body go down hard right there. I don't think it was really intentional, but obviously it was enough
right
to draw that call for sure. Eric Williams will boot it away on the free kick here for Wayzata. Sending it in. Here's a header by Weah, but grabbed up on one hop by Stovitz, as they also had another guy waiting if he faltered in any way there, but Stovitz grabbed it up. Still Southwest, I think you have to be concerned a little bit that Wayzata is starting to get, really control the play, but also starting to get some, legitimate chances too.
Now they're getting the quality shots that they weren't getting a few minutes ago.
Drop back to Sane.
Sane manipulating the ball nicely, gets it away.
And now Stovitz will knock that one down with the feet as Weah's header on toward the net, but not much of a threat there. And Stovitz has had plenty of work early on, although not any really, he hasn't made any fantastic saves, but he's been in good position, and that's the starting point. Knocked up the sideline here. Ostapek banging it off Southwest player, and we will get a throw for the Trojans as we have now passed the halfway point in this first half. Wayzata dominating, but nothing on the board for either team yet. Rolled back, and Welshons will see the ball for the first time in a long time here, and he sends it to Body. Very nice play to knock that ball down, but then out of play it goes. Subs coming in for both sides. Evan McGugan reporting in there for Wayzata. Zach Fatine reporting in along with Clausen returns for the Lakers. And also Hassan, who had the ball there. And sent up the field. Gallinson coming back to get it. And hammers that one out of play. We will get a throw in for Southwest. Bogan Gross will take the throw. They're saying this one's got to be up farther, or can be up farther from the point where he kicked it out. So Ari Bogan Gross will throw it in here for Southwest. Hassan getting control, battling Gallinson.
And he battles it to the point where he gets a goal kick out of it. Apparently they weren't ready for that.
Yeah, making him redo it. It was an actual goal kick. It's can't just continue it and play like if he had just received that ball. Ostapek sending it up here to Bader. Back, Ostapek comes up the line. Ball taken away, but then regained quickly by the Trojans. Sent ahead, looking for Weah. Stovitz comes out and scoops that one up.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to do too much. That was a 1-on-4.
Knocked ahead by Kelly, but out of play. We get a throw here for Southwest. 0-0 here in the Section 6AA semifinals, a little past the halfway point of this first half. Wayzata's in white, Southwest in purple, and Southwest has been back on their heels, having to defend a lot, but they've done a good job of that in the opening part of this first half.
Yeah, they're keeping him out of the net area.
Gallinson drops it back for Body and then back for Gallinson as they'll switch it over to the left side. Whoops, and Ostapek kind of stopped moving there and just reached for that ball, didn't get it. So a throw here for the Lakers. Lifted into the air here. Clausen trying to control, knocked away. Sent long up the middle, and Gallinson will bang it right back out of there. And a strong header, though, by Bogan Gross for Southwest. Trojans, though, get it right back. Boy, it hasn't been out of their possession very long when Southwest has gotten it.
No, Southwest only gets like about 2 or 3 touches, and then they turn it over.
Weah trying to get control, split between the first two. Tried to go back to Sane. It was picked off, although Sane does a nice job winning it back and then was tripped up. Southwest didn't like the call. Ellis, they felt like Sane maybe had pushed his way to possession there, and then Ellis tripped him up. So Williams will take this free kick. He goes short with it to Sane. Sane back for Williams, and they just failed to connect. Williams was out too far to have a shot himself, but he was going to be in a really good position to cross that ball if they had connected.
Yeah, I think that was the planned play, but like you said, they just didn't quite get the connection that they needed.
And here's where Wayzata too, you have to have the belief that eventually it'll come. They're controlling play. They're doing a lot of good things to generate offense, and lifted high by Gallinson here, knocked out to the outside, but Trojans will get there first as McGugan tracks it down. Left-footed cross there, bang to the middle, and Stovitz calls off his defender and will grab this one up. Stovitz will hammer it long there. Gallinson getting to it first. Now sent over to Sane. Sane stepping to the outside, and he'll draw a corner kick there. Southwest again doing a nice job of really blocking the passing lanes there, although Sane did the right thing and will draw a corner out of it.
No, that's the whole thing. The defense has been blocking those passes, and Wayzata trying to get around the outside, but they haven't had much success getting it back in.
Williams putting it out front. It skips off
Nice.
a couple of players. It's going to be a throw for Wayzata.
Nice corner kick, but didn't connect.
I think the Trojans have too is they do have some size up front, and that certainly can help in those situations. Guys like Weah and Gallinson in particular. Here's Gallinson shooting. It deflects And Stovitz will scoop it up again, so he's had plenty of work, but Wayzata has been able to keep him off the board. Kelly stops that ball and finds Williams. Sent up the line. McGugan crossing that one, knocked down. Lakers being very conscious defensively, keeping guys back, and then we had a trip call, and we might have perhaps a yellow card here. Yes, we will. Mohammed Hassan of Southwest receives a yellow.
He's pleading his case with center referee. That's Alex Wozniak. And I don't think Mr. Wozniak is going to change his mind.
Get another look as he steps into Ostapek there. And
yeah, he brought the foot in after the ball had left. Yeah, right there. Good call. Now, Wayzata, about 42, 43 yards out, just decides to move it up.
Sane, and that one was deflected. He'll bring a corner kick as he tried to send it out front. Williams will head over to take another corner for Wayzata.
Let's see if this time, if Wayzata takes his corner higher so they can take advantage of the height differences.
They come low with it. Oh, and Way trying to get a foot on that one. It comes all the way through and then banged out off of Wayzata Smith, and it will be a throw for the Lakers. So they've been back defending, but they've been doing a pretty good job of it. As you see Hassan getting a breather after having to leave with that yellow card. And this will be Wayzata's throw. Ethan Fisher handing it over to Body. Comes right back to him after the Lakers got a piece of it. Williams and McGugan tried to feed Weah, but just too many bodies in the way. Now the race is on the other way, and Gallinson gets there first and knocks it out. So a throw here for Southwest forthcoming. Gabe Maida will throw it in here for the Lakers. Gallinson intercepts that header, and then a collision. Lakers briefly got it back, but Fisher comes up with it for the Trojans as they were swinging around to the left side. Ostapek, and he was knocked down as he made a pass again, and that was a very similar play to the previous one. And we're going to get a yellow card again to the Lakers, and this one on Gray.
You see it again.
Yeah, just got there late and
Yep.
came in hard, and the reason for it being a card, I think, is a safety thing. They came in hard in
right.
spots where that was, and Gray didn't. In contrast to Hassan, Gray, I think, kind of acknowledged that. Okay,
Yeah, that
I'm
one.
gonna head off.
Yeah, you can't argue that one.
And Coach Plazant's having a little word with the official. I think it's a situation too where you just want to stick up for your players a little bit and just say, let's make sure those are really cardable things. Foul, maybe yes, but was it really cardable? And you just want to stick up for your guys and let them know that you're there. Way tried to knock that one out off a Laker, but he missed, so it'll just be a goal kick here for Southwest. Obviously, he's no stranger to facing, close marking and double teams and guys, holding him up and tripping him up a little bit and all that too. So
Right.
something you just have to get used to.
Yeah, he's been dealing with that for 2 years.
We're getting control here. Spinning through and knocked away.
See, and those are the kinds of patterns that you look at with the way it's starting now to step around some of the defenders.
Williams serving it out front. It's loose briefly, but then cleared by the Lakers. Ostapek will trigger it right in quickly. They drop the pass back to Body. Body will swing it around to Williams. Wagner toward the corner and just ran out of room there, and the ball rolls out on a goal kick upcoming. Pretty physical game, no doubt about it, and that is one thing Coach Plaisance talked about for Southwest too, is we have to be able to match their physical play. This is a pretty physical Wayzata team, besides being really skilled.
Right.
And they've done so for the most part, it would seem here.
Yeah, and we've seen them in the past. They are a very physical team. They will push the other players to the limits.
Kept in up the line. Wagner hustling after it. Kept it in. Ethan Fisher grabbing it back. Fisher crossing it here, knocked away. Recovered though by Smith. And then knocked back out of there. Danny Kelly gaining control. Trojans will bring it around to Sane now. Finds Wagner. Wagner trying to slip that ball through and go after it, but didn't get it. And it will be...
Should be a goal kick.
Goal kick, I believe.
No, now it's saying corner.
Huh.
So possession went to the Trojans. And as they...
Southwest kind of looking in disbelief. Boy, I thought it was definitely the other way too, but Williams will take this corner now for the Trojans. Here's a header just over the top by Wea. He's able to work his way free, and again, Wayzata's looking at that saying, one of these is going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting close.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Now watch the penetration.
Another look at what led to that corner. They said, I guess they said after it hit Wagner that it glanced off of Shores. He didn't think so, but...
And here's the corner. They're getting closer and closer.
Stovitz, the goal kick here for the Lakers. They are able to knock it into Wayzata's end of the field where it hasn't been very often of late. Body. That ball rolling through. Here's Wagner with a little space. Wagner getting deep and then crosses it. It's knocked away. Smith getting control. Now over to Sane. Sane shooting, and it was blocked by the defender. Wagner then had it knocked loose. It'll be another corner kick upcoming for Wayzata.
I think that time Southwest deciding, let's get the pressure off. It's a corner kick, but we have to get the pressure off us.
Look at that nice block by the defender. Now it comes loose. And Gallinson, it just goes over the top. Going to be another corner on the other side.
As we were just saying, Wayzata getting closer and closer on these connections. They're just missing.
Eric Williams lining it up for the corner kick here again for the Trojans. Looking for Gallinson over his head, and the second try is in. Wagner buries it with the left foot. Well, we talked about they've just been getting closer and closer to scoring, and Ethan Wagner able to put the Trojans on top. They were looking for Gallinson with the header. It was a little bit too high for him, but he drew some of the defenders, and then Wagner, a one-touch volley, and finds its way through traffic and in.
That ball was about a foot off the surface when he kicked it.
15th goal of the season for Ethan Wagner. And Williams will get an assist from that corner. So the Trojans get on the board after creating a lot of offensive chances, and they kind of been getting, as we said, a little bit closer, and finally they get one to go, so they take a 1-0 lead, and now way up with it. Sending it towards Smith, but broken up there. And a foul on Williams there as he hooked the Southwest player and brought him down. So a foul call, and the Lakers wanted there to be a card coming out, I think mainly because Wayzata kicked the ball away there after the fact. So it looks like Stovitz is going to be the guy to come out and take this free kick way out on the field. Smith with the header. And then they drop it back to Ostapek. You see Southwest dropping back. They're not so concerned with getting up and challenging when the defender, you know, Wayzata has the ball up there. They want to get everybody back. Here is Wagner battling again, and
corner.
Be another corner kick here for the Trojans. And you can see they kind of, you know, they've converted the one, and they're now Southwest kind of questioning whether it was a corner or not. Lakers are getting pretty frustrated right now, and I don't know whether they're right or wrong, but you kind of got to refocus. And Stovitz out into the middle of the pack and snares that one. Smith getting it ahead to Wagner. Now Walter Smith controlling again. Didn't quite connect with that one, but yeah, you can see that they've upped their play a notch here. Even they've, we're kind of dominating the game anyway, but you can see now that they've really started to push. Bader coming back in for the Trojans. We're down under 3.5 minutes to play in this first half. Wayzata has controlled play and now recently breaking through with a goal by Ethan Wagner. Back in for the Lakers there. Gallants in the header. It bounces away now from Clausen. Southwest gaining control here with Mueller. His pass, though, taken by Smith. Long ahead onto the feet of Weah. Now Wagner has support coming with him as well. Wagner, he had somebody wide open to the left. He goes right to Williams. And that one's going to go wide of the goal. Goal kick coming up.
It's interesting because Southwest is playing primarily a 5-4-1. They got one forward up there, and the rest of the team is back on defense every time Wayzata has the ball.
Bhatti with the throw here. Wagner trying to trap that one down, banged out of there by Maida. Now Gallinson sending it ahead. Nice move there to bring that ball up long. Bhatti doing battle. They get all tangled up, and we'll get looks like a handball call against Wayzata. So a free kick here for Southwest, and we get a stop. Official coming over to talk with Coach Plaisance there, who was pleading his case. I venture it's safe to say Southwest feels like they have not been on the receiving end of the calls here today.
Yeah, they don't think they're getting the good calls.
And now we're going to have a yellow card issued to the Southwest bench. That's their third yellow of this first half.
And if it's on the bench, they have to be really careful here. When the referee has already issued 2 yellows, there's a message here.
Rami Oro Akando will boot this one here for Southwest.
Nice hook on it.
Gallinson is very strong in the air, though, and goes up and gets that one with the header. Now Maida banging it back the other way. There's Gallinson again to meet it. Lakers had it, but then a turnover. Push to the outside, Bhatti racing up and just gets there. Nice hustle. And then gets the return pass. It goes out off Southwest. We'll get a throw for Wayzata here as we tick down toward a minute to play in the opening half. 1-0 Trojans our score. Smith coming to meet that one, goes back to Body. Knocked away before it could get to Weah, but Smith is right there. And they'll let that one roll all the way through to Stovitz. Stovitz will boot this one. Ostapek made an attempt at it, didn't get it. Kelly follows up. Knocked away from Sane.
Oh,
Smith, I was going to say got away with one, but
no,
he didn't.
He didn't. No.
Call made.
Gotta call that one.
So a free kick here for Southwest as we tick down under 20 seconds to go. Might have time for one opportunity here. Lifted high in the air. Gallinson gets to it. The pinballs around back and forth. And they're going to run out of time to do any more with it as we will reach halftime here in this Section 6AA Boys Soccer semifinal. And our score at the half is Wayzata 1, Southwest nothing. We'll have first half highlights and then more soccer for you here on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Race. Love is love.
Welcome back here to Wayzata High School. The Trojans leading Southwest 1-0 at halftime of our Section 6AA semifinals. We check out some highlights from the first half in this one, and it's been a pretty dominant half for Wayzata. They got possession early and often. Gallinson with the header there off the corner, and then in a follow-up attempt knocked down, and then here's Weah turning and firing and trying to hit that top corner, but just didn't quite hook it in. And we saw a couple yellow cards for real physical tackles for Southwest, and then a yellow card on the bench late. There was the second of the yellows, and the Lakers definitely frustrated. I mean, I think they feel like they've gotten the short end of the calls in this first half. Here's Williams, then sending it out. Gallinson couldn't get the header, but there's the goal. Wagner waiting for it, a one touch. Another look at it is how it developed. A little screen set up there. They wanted Gallinson, but there is Wagner waiting, and did a nice job of just taking that one off the turf and burying it.
And you see by the numbers, Trojans having 12 shots, 4 on goal, 4 fouls, and 8 corner kicks. Lakers with 1 shot on goal, 4 fouls, and 0 corner kicks. So the Trojans are really having the advantage in time of possession and the stats.
I think Southwest able to keep it at 0-0 for quite a while, but now being down by a goal changes things a little bit. We'll have our second half of soccer coming up in just a moment here on a rainy Saturday afternoon at Wayzata High School. Stay with us.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back here to Wayzata. There's Ethan Wagner, who scored the only goal of the match so far. As his Trojans lead at 1-0, they played a pretty dominant first half here, and I think maybe they were starting to get a little frustrated they hadn't been able to put anything in, but they did get one finally with about 5.5 minutes to go in the half, so they take a 1-0 lead. And Southwest, as we talked about, there was a frustration level there. They felt like they weren't getting the calls in this first half, and I think you have to, you say your piece right away, but then have to kind of let it go. And I know it's easier said than done, no matter what sport it is, if you feel like you're not getting the calls. But it's still something that at halftime you would hope that they, kind of just take a deep breath and come back and be ready to kind of forget about it. Here's a crossing pass there, and Stovitz grabs it up.
No, that's exactly true. You get a little bit emotional, and then sometimes your mouth gets a little bit unhinged when it disconnects from the brain, and you end up in trouble. I mean, I know you're right. It's harder. It's hard to actually pay attention to that, but the basic thing is players concentrate on playing, and the referees can deal with the coaches on arguing.
Lakers gain control here early on in the second half as Clausen now will send it out right side here to Hacker. They try to get it back out to Clausen, but that one misfires. We will get a throw here for Wayzata. And if you're Wayzata too, you have to be mindful of the fact that you guys built a lead by really working hard, and don't let up any. Don't feel like, okay, we controlled the first half, that means it's in the books already.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get overconfident, and it's a bit of a challenge because they are playing a five-man defense.
Intercepted here and bang long. Gallinson getting a piece of that. Now Ostapek. Body playing it up the right side here. Wagner some space. Not for long. Nice step up and takeaway there. Now Clausen. Smith picks his pocket. Walter Smith coming in, dropping it over to Weah. Weah denied by Stovitz. He got in real close. And it will be a corner kick, looks like, for Wayzata.
You see it getting the ball over to number 10 right here. Nice pass. He beats his covering man, Bogan Gross, and gets a shot off, but it will be a corner kick for the Trojans.
Williams, their corner specialist, putting it out front. Oh, and it's off Gallinson as he was the kind of in the second wave coming in there. Got a leg on it, but that was about it. And we will have a goal kick here for Southwest. Their sixth playoff meeting with the Trojans since 2008 season. And Wayzata won the first two, Southwest won the next three. But again, those, been a few years now, and obviously a turnover completely in players since the last time they played in the 2013 final.
And it's still anybody's game, 1-0.
And that throw-in gets away. A throw now for Wayzata. Wagner looking for some space to try and get a corner away, or a cross away rather, and he draws a corner kick right there.
Well, you were right. He draws a corner.
Yes, I was thinking ahead one step there, apparently.
You're in the future.
And that's a tough thing, you know, you eventually corner kicks, you give up this many, it usually ends up costing you.
Yeah, eventually you pay for it.
Out front, and Stovitz finds his way through traffic and gets up high to snare that one.
Well, he was way up there. Nice grab by the keeper, so it's...
Bader dropping it back to Sane. He will send one up that right side for Williams. Williams back pass there, nearly intercepted, but they keep possession. A nice job by Wagner. And it will be a throw for Southwest. Again, they're down deep in their corner on that throw-in, which in the first half they gave up a chance on that. And here again, an interception. Smith comes up with it for Wayzata. Bader then had it, lost it as Aro Akondo bangs it long. Welshon's coming out, and he will chip that one toward the sideline.
Boy, I tried to rescue it, but that goes over the touchline for a throw-in. Now referee having a little talk with Patrick Weah.
Aro Akondo getting set to take this free kick here for the Lakers. Headed out of there, and here comes Bader now. See Southwest dropping 5 back. Bader giving it to Sane. Now Wagner. Nope, got too much of that one.
Yep. A little bit too much. I think they're going to have to be coming in from the inside to try and penetrate that 5-man line.
Yeah, they've fallen into a little bit of a pattern, and it looks like there's some things to develop there, but there's just, you know, I think they might need to switch up a little bit, and you know, and they're becoming a little bit right-handed too. You're noticing most of the time they're directing it to the right side, which, you know, you obviously want to have a little bit of balance with that too.
Absolutely. And down the sideline, you see Coach Duane is talking to Patrick Way on the sideline. Coach sees something, he's trying to pass that information on to Way. See what happens when he comes back in again.
Again, it is the keeper, Stovitz, who will take this free kick for Southwest.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good foot.
Yeah, and it kind of gives you that one extra man that you can move up a little bit too. And Bader playing it, able to find McGugan. Makes a nice move there. Bader, this time they do come left. Wagner.
They heard you.
Chipping it, and that one goes past everyone and out of play.
Yeah, I think you're right. They were on the far side way too much. I think they're still trying to get penetration into that line of defense from the side. They need to bring it back a little bit further and draw the defense out.
Sane stepping in to get a piece of that one. Now Wagner comes high in the air. The opportunity for McGugan and a shot, and Stovitz has to make a save on a low drive there. Wayzata's done a nice job of quickly creating turnovers, you know, the initial touch, and they're ready to pounce.
You see it again. Get quick control of the ball, send a shot in, and Stovitz right on it.
Race for it here toward the corner. And it will be a goal kick as it got out of play. Good hustle, though, by Muhammad Hassan for Southwest. And so Welshons will have the goal kick here for the Trojans. He has not had to do a whole lot here in this game so far, that's for sure.
No, he's only faced one save. And Patrick Weah is back in the game. Let's see if we can pick out something that the coach told him.
Here's Sane. And that one gets away as they tried to find Waya.
Yeah, good idea, just didn't quite execute.
Headed out of play by the Trojans, Ostapek. Yeah, and I get the impression that, you know, what we had just said was what the coaches were noticing too, that we'd be coming too right-handed. Everything was going the same way, and they were pretty much attacking in the same fashion almost every time down. Now Sane. Here's Williams. Smith will swing it back to Body. McGugan now to Sane. And Body coming up to meet it.
And now the attack starts. We got 4 on 6.
Wagner again has it roll away from him there. And I think that's too what you're realizing. At first you're feeling like, hey, there's a lot of room here, and then you realize too that Southwest, it's kind of by design that they're letting that part happen and trying to squeeze off anything else.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They've been pretty successful at it.
And we get a push call there against Southwest.
Yep.
We will get a free kick here for Wayzata.
A little over the back.
Gallinson is tall and strong and jumps well. He's a tough guy to win a ball from in the air. Cross there, McGugan then drops it back, and the next attempt by Williams was denied.
Oh, that's got us smart. That had some power on it.
Gallinson stepping up, lifts it high in the air, and it will be headed out of play. We will get a throw here for Wayzata. So we've kind of fallen into the same thing as in the first half. Wayzata's clearly had the better of the play, been dominating things here, but not able to add to their 1-0 lead just yet. Sane putting it out front. Here's Waya with the header. Oh, and Stovitz makes a great save on a point-blank chance there.
That could have been the ball game.
Smith sending it back up toward Waya, but that one is broken up. Gallinson races up to meet it. Hassan does a nice job winning that ball, but then Body takes it right back.
Well, tried to slip that one past, but there was nothing but blue jerseys back there.
Up the sideline again. Nice play by Maida to grab that one up here for Southwest. And that one's gonna,
I think it's going to die before it rolls over.
Yeah,
No,
rolling.
it finally goes out of touchline. Here's our last opportunity. Watch 10, headed it.
oh, just got
He
his
just
right
got a
hand
hand.
on it.
Yeah, I think it was almost an excuse me hand.
Waya.
Watch this.
You reached out nicely, boy. It just
got there.
Waya was like he was ready to celebrate. He thought that one was in. But Stovitz does a nice job and holding your ground too. There's one of your guys and one of their guys coming at you pretty well full speed too, and you gotta be willing to stand in there, and he did and got his right hand on it. So great save there for the Lakers keeper. Chip to the outside. Shores chasing it but cannot get there. It's a goal kick here for Welshans and the Trojans. 27 minutes to go now in regulation. Wayzata leading at 1-0 on a goal late in the first half by Ethan Wagner. Hassan flicking it ahead. Boy, Hassan's got a tough thing right now, as you pointed out earlier. I mean, anytime they do get the ball up toward him, he's the only guy there. He'd have to wait quite a while for any help to arrive if they wanted to get any offense.
Right.
But that's, the way they're feeling that is their best opportunity to win. I think they know, talent for talent, man for man, they probably can't stick with Wayzata by, if they don't play a defensive alignment here.
Yeah, that's why they're playing a 5-man defense and then the 4 midfielders.
Smith sending it ahead. Weah comes back to meet it and then hammered away from him. Again, a nice step up. Race is on, and Welshons will watch that one bounce to him. And Welshons.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Hassan didn't like it when Welshons held up and waiting for the ball there.
But it's okay for him to approach the keeper, but he just can't make contact.
Up the line here, Weah racing after it and apparently kept it in. Trying to send it out front, but denied. And then cleared up the line here. Ostapek will get there. And out off of Southwest, we get a throw for Wayzata.
Good look there at Jamie Lassance. Walking up and down the sidelines. Whoa, a little bit of a under kick.
Nice job to keep that one in along the line, but then knocked out of play. Is good hustle by Mueller there for the Lakers. We get a throw now for Southwest. Interesting too, at what point, if you're Southwest, you start to move guys forward a little bit here. You're down,
Yep.
you've hung in. You've hung in. It's still 1-0, and but obviously they haven't really even had a remote chance to score in this game. And as we go tick down later, they're going to have to commit more guys to the offense. And now we get a stoppage here, and we're going to get a card. Well, maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Yeah, it is going to be a card.
He did get a card.
That's Ari Bogan-Gross, and I think it was like you talked about that he was sticking with Weah a little too tight, and I confess I didn't see exactly what went on, but
yeah, he was definitely giving him some grief.
Because Weah turned away and was clapping. He's kind of, I think, saying about time or finally or whatever it was his thought.
So that gets number 6 off of Petrospec.
Another
Watch
look at
this.
it right here.
Oh, come on. I told you he was taunting a little bit too much.
Yeah. Now, you may say that's not much, but is it sportsmanlike? No, absolutely not.
And that's what the call was for. He's been taunting him most of the game anyway. So, like I said before, it's just a matter of time before the referee says, okay, that's enough. Have a question of substitutes coming in. They get to make their switch.
Nico K will send it in. Knocked loose here and sent upfield by Smith. And Stovitz coming way out. And what do we have here? A handball maybe?
Yeah, it's a foul against Wayzata. I think you're right. That must have been a handball.
As Jack Sonstegard was up there, and Stovitz, the keeper, went for a little stroll out here. He was out quite a ways, and then you see right there, yep, he got his hand up. Yep.
Yeah, that
and
could
it
have
was right next to the AR there too.
and that could have been a disaster if they would have bounced off and gone the other side. Then net would have been wide open.
And I think Wayzata's eyes were lighting up a little bit when they realized, hey, that's the keeper running around out here. Stovitz is a good one, and he's kept active. I mean, he's taken some of these free kicks, and he's definitely come out and been aggressive and made that one huge save on Weah. Obviously, at point-blank range to really keep them in the game. I mean, if it gets to 2-0 at this point, just the way the game has gone, it doesn't seem very likely Southwest would have a real great chance of catching up. But at 1-0, you still got that chance.
You're in the game. You are absolutely in the game.
Couple subs coming in there for the Lakers is Simon Brown and Charlie Fisher coming in.
I mean, how many times have we seen games where the one team is dominating, they're ahead by 1-0, then about 15 minutes to go in the game, the other team gets a breakaway, scores, gets some momentum, and scores another one, and they lose the game.
Pass picked off there and sent up long, but intercepted by the Trojans' Kelly. And it will be a throw for Wayzata. Ostapek will trigger it in for the Trojans here as we approach the halfway point of half number 2. Wayzata getting a goal in the 35th minute to lead it 1-0, and that's been it for the scoring. Wayzata has definitely dominated play.
Yeah, but like we keep saying, they haven't dominated the scoreboard yet.
Up it comes for Gray. Gray trying to feed that one through the defender, then sent out front, and Welshans will knock it down. As you see them getting a little more push to the offensive side. Simon Brown there sending that one toward net. Body looking to Weah. Weah making a nice move there. Dishes it for Williams. And Smith following up, serving it toward Bader. Bader surveys the field, now drops it back to Weah. Weah gets it back, but he tugged on the shoulder a little bit there. He's had that one-on-one battle going with Ari Bogan-Gross all game long, and he made a nice move around it, but then he had to get the, then he had to tug the shoulder. You see Weah, I was going to say, when we talked about earlier, you know, was it sportsmanlike? It hasn't been all one-sided either.
No,
Patrick can give as good as he gets on stuff like that too.
Yeah, yes, we've seen that before. That's just the way it is. People have to mark him up tight because he's so dangerous.
Clausen getting control, nice move, but then Sane knocked it loose. However, the Lakers get it back, and you see they've got a little more offensive push forward. Now we get a call going here against Southwest as Ostapek was taken down. And so a free kick coming up here for the Trojans. Hammered upfield there, and the header by Kay. And it's going to come bouncing to Stovitz. Stovitz will knock it upfield. And then chip long again. Gray giving chase and will get there. He's able to bank it out off of Wayzata's Ostapek. So a throw for Southwest. And you can see now they've started to kind of shift toward, let's generate a little more offense here. And they're still very much in the game.
But they're sending those guys from the midfield up as forwards.
Battle for it here. And knocked away. It'll be a throw for Southwest as Ostapek reached in with the foot and tapped it out. And Bogan-Gross will take this throw here for Southwest. Bounces high in front, dangerous spot here. Gallinson up to get a piece of it. Here's the shot, and it deflects way wide as it hit bodies in front. And it will be a throw here, boys. Some tense moments there. All of a sudden, Welshon's out there, and you'll see it's really the follow-up that creates the most dangerous one right here. And then that one deflects twice. Now it comes right back out to Bogan-Gross. Oops, he overran it and can't control it. It'll be a throw for Wayzata. He was kind of surveying where he wanted to go with that ball and didn't really get a good look at it into his foot there.
See some of the fans bundling up. It's a little chilly out there.
But it appears that the rain has let up or stopped entirely. Blocking that one and able to control it, then knocked away from him, and Be a throw for Wayzata. Ostapek coming to trigger it in here for the Trojans. And not really headed the direction that they wanted to there, I don't think, by Kay, but it comes back to Stovitz. And he will boom it on out of there. Kelly driving it back the other way. There's Wagner to meet it. Wagner, high cross into the middle. And first to it is Shores for the Lakers. And then cleared out of play by Kelly. It's a throw for Southwest.
And you can see the definite change in the Southwest formation. They now have 2 forwards up there instead of the one that they had earlier.
Knocked back ahead. A little bit of a higher bounce than Body was expecting there. And luckily for him, nobody really in tight pursuit for Southwest. And that one's going to go out of play, though. We will get a throw here for the Lakers. And we talked about earlier, I think they were kind of waiting for their chance to keep this one close, preferably 0-0 if it were for their sake. But even at 1-0, they got an opportunity a moment ago. And that's what they were kind of looking for down the stretch of this game. I don't think there's much doubt that, if you walked into this section, you'd say if the most talented team wins, it's Wayzata. But that's the reason you play the games, is you've got ways to, to counteract that and just try and pull one out.
Southwest with the throw in. Picked up by the Wayzata midfield.
Banged around now, and Kelly will get to it for the Trojans and able to find Wagner and then Williams. Williams dropping it over to Sonstegard. Here's Weah coming back to meet it, knocked away from him. Sane gets to it. Sane looking for some space, but then had that shot attempt denied by Maida. Be a throw, though, for Wayzata. Sane telling his teammate what he wanted to see or expected to see there. So Gallinson will come and take this throw in. He's got an excellent throw, and he's also excellent out front on headers, so he can be valuable on either end of the equation there. Wagner, a little header there, but knocked out. Smith sending it right back into the mix there, and Lakers unable to control it on the way out. We will get a throw coming here for Wayzata, as you get a look there at Henry Mueller, one of the captains for Southwest. Fisher sending it over left side now for Hacker.
Southwest now they're starting to win those 50-50s and getting the turnovers.
Be a throw here, I believe, for Wayzata. Sane will trigger it in.
Bouncing off the Southwest player, be another throw in about 20 yards upfield.
Good look. The wind definitely
it picked up again.
Yeah, it's a factor. I could see on one of that last kicks by Stovitz that the ball really took off when it got up in the air. I think the rain is returning a little bit here as well. And that one is headed out of play. A throw for Southwest. Hassan had it briefly, then knocked away, but you're right, they're definitely getting to a lot more balls and having some good possession here later in this game. Mueller dropping it over right side now for Andrew Ellis. And it will be a throw for Southwest.
That was a good passing sequence for the Lakers.
Bogan Gross will take this throw here for Southwest. And then the header by the Lakers will go way wide, and a goal kick coming up here for Wayzata. You know, you wonder too a little bit about for Welshons. He's just not had any action all game long. You hate to have a really tough shot, and then 70 minutes in with not having seen much of action before that. I mean, obviously, he's somewhat used to that, where they've been a pretty dominant team all year and everything. But
yeah, you like to have your keeper active in the game.
Fisher doubled, and Williams took it away and knocked back the other direction. And it will be a throw for Wayzata. Ostapek will take this throw for the Trojans. And way with a little push in the back to draw that call there. So free kick here for Southwest. And again, it's going to be Stovitz, the keeper, to take it. He's pretty confident in his ability to get back in the goal if needed quickly, I guess, too.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. What if that gets miscued and ends up in the middle of the field?
Foul called on Wayzata, and again, Southwest starting to generate some chances of their own. It's not like they're putting a big flurry on Welshons yet or anything, but it's a much different look late in the game, and that's by design. They were playing very defensive for the first half plus, and then said, okay, now it's time that we need to try and go get a goal.
Of course, the drawback on that is you're going to give up a midfielder or a defender, because they were playing 5 and then sometimes 6 people on that back line.
Yeah, when you get to this point, though, you say, what?
2-1.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
You have to.
You lose 1-0 or 2-0. Doesn't make any difference.
Smith, a nice play to win that ball, and not able to keep it alive, though, as Wagner hustled after it. It will be a throw coming up here for the Lakers. You can see their sense of urgency now, too. Yep. They're going hard after every single ball. Nice interception by Body there for Wayzata. Served ahead, and Gallinson, a header that goes out of play, kind of got undercut a little bit there and fell awkwardly, but looks like he's all right. Be a throw here for Southwest. Lakers gain control, and a long shot off the foot of Ramsey Oroakando goes wide of the mark, and it'll be a goal kick here for Welshons and the Trojans. The other thing that's a little bit different now for Wayzata is, they were the team early on that wanted to play at a really fast tempo. But now when you're protecting a lead, you kind of want to slow that down and take your time on these free kicks and take your time on these goal kicks. And, so they have to kind of pull back a little bit on that mindset too.
Yeah, but they also have to play with that same urgency because they don't want to give up an easy goal.
Smith breaking that pass up and will drive it out. It'll be a throw. Nice hustle by the ball boy there. He's showing, he's helping the visitor there too, as he saved that ball from getting away and costing Southwest some time. So a throw in here for the Lakers as they try and press for the tying goal. Knocked upfield a little bit. Controlled by Bader, and now Wagner right along the line. Wagner
2-1-3, and then all of a sudden way puts on the speed. He was offside. I think he was trying to time that so he get that pass and then take off with a one-on-one.
Yeah, he saw a little room and an opportunity. Those guys have been battling all game long.
Yep, physically and verbally. And it goes both ways.
Sent up the field there, but Lakers able to win that ball. Now looking for Clausen. Clausen kept it in, got it around Ostapek, and then went down, and it will be a foul against the Trojans. It was outside the box, but still potentially good opportunity here for Southwest.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Southwest.
See the good move by Clausen right here, playing it around Ostapek, and then
Right there.
got kind of the elbow up on him. So it looked like a pretty good call there. I know Ostapek didn't think so, but Oro Akondo will take this free kick here for the Lakers. And Welshons will punch it out. It's still in harm's way, and then Gallinson lofts it high out, and the Wayzata fans giving their team a good cheer here as they, for the first time later in the match, Southwest getting a little bit of offensive push. And lifted back out of play. Another throw coming here for the Lakers.
See, that's the other thing. The Lakers are getting all these free throws. Throw-ins. Different sport.
And this will be a throw now for Wayzata. Yeah, it's been a very different game down the stretch than it was. You know, Wayzata was in Southwest end and generating offense virtually the entire first half and into the second, and then Southwest changed things up to get more offense, and they've actually had the better of the play probably for the last 10 minutes or so here. But
yep, you're right, they have.
And that's all part of, you know, score and time situation too. You change things around based on that a little bit, and Wayzata obviously very capable defensively. It isn't like they're a team that relies on just scoring. They've had 10 shutouts this year, so.
Another turnover.
Taken right back though by Williams on a nice play, and now he finds Bader. Bader will look up the line for Weah, and he's able to run it down. Weah cutting it to the middle, drops that pass back, but then intercepted. Coming back was Ellis. Williams takes it. Now Sane had it knocked away. Nice play there by Oro Akondo, and then drilled out by the Trojans. Under 5 to play here. We've got a substitution now as Gray will come back into the lineup here for Southwest. Bogan Gross will take the throw in here. Flick to the middle, and Smith heads it out. Another throw coming up here for Southwest.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, you don't want to give a turnover, and that's what's happening against Wayzata.
Bader knocks that one out. Another throw coming here. Yeah, I think they're feeling a little bit of the pressure here now. I'm sure they would like to be possessing more and get the ball out of their end, but Gray, a high header here, and it bounces around. They try to get a chance. It's stopped. And out of traffic, and they'll get it out. Wagner will put it ahead to Weah. Weah.
Split, that's what he does. He splits the defense, and the ball went a little bit too far, and still was right there to pick it up.
Stovitz sliding out to grab that one now. Sane with the header. Back toward Wagner. Kept it in, but nobody home there, and that one's going to roll. Eat up some time. Stovitz back to get it. Battle in the air, it'll go out, and it's a throw here for Southwest as we tick down to 3 minutes to play in the second half. Still 1-0 Wayzata on a goal by Ethan Wagner late in the first half.
And that wind has really picked up now. You see the flags in the corners and the sidelines really whipping around.
Long throw in here. Weah coming back to meet it. Now he'll chip it ahead. And offside call there against Wayzata anyway. Stovitz complaining they'll stop the clock now. Wayzata intentionally walking in the way of that free kick. Back into action as Bader Sends it ahead. Lakers move it up nicely. Here's Clausen, a little space. Clausen trying to get a shot, but Ostapek there stepped up to meet him. Aro Akondo coming back the other way. And Sane lifting it high into that wind. It pretty much just stopped at midfield. Now Weah sending it ahead, and Bader didn't go when he thought he would, and Weah cried about it. I don't know how you show your teammate up like that. That's not good.
I don't know.
Look at a throw in here for the Trojans.
Southwest moving the ball well, but now we have a battle in the midfield for it. Advantage called.
Williams knocking it ahead, but then sent right back in. Smith stepping up to control it. And drilled out of there by Kelly as we tick under a minute left here in regulation. Wayzata protecting a 1-0 lead here and trying to get into the section final. And Wagner, doesn't really matter there. He's not going to catch the ball, but
no.
The time is the more important thing here. Under 35 seconds to go, Southwest didn't throw that one in clean, and that will be a turnover, and that might pretty much do it. An illegal throw-in by the Lakers. They were trying to hurry so much that they didn't do it properly, and it'll go over to Wayzata, and the time will just keep ticking.
Yeah, and they're not going to be in any hurry to get this ball into play. Of course, the referee does have the discretion to stop the clock if he feels that they're stalling, but here comes the ball in.
Down to the corner here, and Weah will drop that ball off, and then a tackle there, but the game will come to an end as the Trojans dominate the first half and then hold off
well, here's
the Lakers.
Hang on here, hang on. The referee got a yellow card out, and it doesn't have an impact on this game, but it could have an impact on the next game for excessive yellows.
So the Trojans pick up the victory. It was a tense, hard-fought battle here, and back and forth. A lot of talking, a lot of physical play both ways, and the Trojans will secure the victory to move on to that championship game, and they'll be back here Tuesday night as part of a doubleheader. The Trojans girls also into the final. We'll be back to wrap this one up here in just a moment. Wayzata 1, Southwest 0, our final.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Welcome back to Wayzata. The Trojans headed to the section final with a 1-0 victory over Southwestern. We're joined by a couple of the guys that helped to get it done for the Trojans, starting with the guy who got the only goal of the game, Ethan Wagner. You guys had so many chances, so many corner kicks, and how did that play develop as you saw it?
Our midfielders played a great game. They intercepted the ball from the other team, and they made passes, and they found our forwards, and we were able to get it done.
You guys, off that one corner, it looked like initially Drew was up trying to get a header on that ball, but then it came to you. You know, what did you see as far as the opportunity on that shot?
Drew did a great job of jumping up, contesting for the ball, and it just landed right in front of me, and I was able to put it on frame.
You guys really dominated the first part of this game, and then at the end, you know, there were some tense moments. They got a few chances, but that's kind of playoff soccer, isn't it, too?
Yeah, again, our defenders did a great job. We didn't allow them to have too many chances as they only had a couple shots on our goal. And, yeah, we did a great job defensively.
Ethan, nice job here, and good luck in that championship.
Thank you.
And Walter Smith, part of the defensive core and getting up front for some opportunities too here. And this was kind of a tough game. I mean, you guys outplayed them a lot, but they were physical, and it was a battle back and forth. You know, was it an exciting game to be a part of?
Oh yeah, it was very exciting. Their main tactic, honestly, was just get in our heads, try to talk to us, chirp us, but we just told each other to stay calm, just don't acknowledge it. And then if you don't talk back, you can't get a card like they did for talking, so that's really good. But yeah, just play smart.
It's been a great season for you guys so far, and now Tuesday night a chance to play for a section championship. Walter Smith, one of the Trojans captains, as they win it today over Southwest. It was a battle, 1-0 Trojans the final, and they will be here back at Wayzata Tuesday night to take on for the section championship. Hope you've enjoyed this one. For all of our crew and Sig Lagery, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Wayzata High School.